Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be making sweet chili chicken recipe. So I'm using chicken breast for this recipe. They're finely cut into cubes. Next I'll be seasoning the recipe. I use a little bit of ground ginger. Next I'll be using a little bit of onion granules as well, and also a little bit of garlic granules. You can use whatever spice you have at hand to season your chicken. And next I'll be mixing it to make sure it's properly combined, to make sure the spice is evenly distributed across the chicken breast. Into a freezer bag, I added half cup of flour, and then a little bit of black pepper, and also a little bit of salt. These I'll be using to coat the chicken breast before frying. Next, I'll be adding a little bit of garlic granules, so similar ingredients to what I use in seasoning the chicken. Mix them all up together to make sure they are properly combined before I'll be adding the chicken breast into this coat recipe. So because I'll be frying it, I want the chicken to be properly coated and have that golden color when they come out. So I'll be mixing this in batches because I have a lot of chicken and I'm using a small freezer bag for this. So I'll mix it all up together to make sure each chicken cube has the flour recipe and is properly coated before taking it out for frying. And this is how they look like after coating them thoroughly. Next I'll be making the sauce for the sweet chili chicken. So I'm using dark soy sauce, about 4 tablespoons of it. You want to make sure you don't use too much sauce when you're using dark soy sauce because it has a lot of salt content. I'm also using 1 tablespoon of ketchup and also tomato paste. I'm using this Tasty Tom tomato paste. You can use whatever tomato paste you have at hand. I'm using about 1.5 tablespoons of it, and also half tablespoon of white vinegar to give it a tangy taste. And next I'll be using honey, 1 tablespoon of honey. So because it's a sweet chili chicken, the honey will give it the sweetness, the tomato paste and the ketchup will give it the red colors, and also the soy sauce will give it a very nice taste as well. So mix it all up together, and next I'll be putting a little bit of olive oil into a heated pan, and I'll be frying the chicken. So I'll be frying the chicken on low to medium heat until they're properly cooked and they come out having this golden color. You can see how good they look. I'll take them out and then I'll repeat the process again because I have 2 batch of chicken to fry. But you can see the golden color. They're properly coated. This is how you want them to look like, and they taste nice as well. So this is how they look. So I repeat the same process for the next batch, and this is all my chicken fried up. They look good, and next we are going to the recipe. So inside the same pan, I added a little bit more olive oil to the pan, my chopped onion, and then ginger and garlic that is mashed up together. Mix them all up to make sure the onion and the garlic and the ginger is properly sauteed before adding the next ingredients for this recipe. Next, I'll be adding mixed veggies, which comprises of carrots, sweet peas, sweet corn, and green beans as well. I'm just going to be cooking them to make sure they're properly cooked before adding the next ingredients. I'm also using mixed peppers for this. I'm using green, red, and orange bell peppers for their sweetness because this is a sweet chili recipe. I will cover them all up and cook them for about 5 to 10 minutes on low heat till they are properly cooked, not too soggy, just to make sure they have the crunchy taste. So next I came back to check on them and they've been cooking for a while. This is how they look. I don't want to overcook them to not to look too soggy, but they look good now. Next, I'll be adding a little bit of sweet paprika. So because the sweet chili taste, we're using a lot of sweet things. So the paprika is not hot, it's just sweet and peppery. And next, I'll be adding the sweet chili sauce, which we made earlier on in this video, into the veggies. I added a little bit of water to the plate with the sweet chili sauce to make sure I could get a little bit more of the sauce into the veggies, and then pour it all in the veggies and mix it up to make sure it's properly combined. I also added a little bit of crushed chili. So because it's a sweet chili recipe, and then a little bit of chili, a little bit of spice in the recipe, not too much. So I just added a little bit of crushed chili to the recipe. I noticed I'm having a watery recipe, so I mixed 1 tablespoon of flour with water. If you have corn flour, you can use corn flour, but if you have normal flour, which is what I use, it also acts as a thickener to thicken this to make sure I get that chicken sauce. Next, I added the chicken, which we fried earlier on, into the recipe, and then I'll be mixing all up together and cook it for about 5 minutes to make sure they are properly cooked together. I added a little bit of water to get more of the sauce out, and you can see how good this looks. It's all coming together. This is how my sweet chili chicken looks like. I left it to cook for about 3 to 4 minutes, and you can see how good this looks. The chicken is properly combined with the veggies. It looks good. You can see the chicken and the veggies. It looks good, and it definitely tastes yum. I paired it up with white rice as a meal prep for a couple number of days. It looks good and it tastes yum. Thank you for watching.